Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome back to a Division 2 video, and we finally got some news for the new DLC, Battle for Brooklyn. We now know when we can play it, and it's playable for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC on Tuesday the 27th of May. We will get a new skill, a new exotics, there are new hunter masks and hunter puzzles. The price tag for this DLC will be 15 bucks or the 25 with some extra apparel attached to it. For the first time in the Division 2, we got a season change. We have a new enemy weaponry, 3 new main missions and 4 new world missions, and a lot to be excited about, so let's dive further into the details. And starting with the DLC itself, we will go over to Brooklyn, and this will be the overview of the map. You can see the 4 world missions and the 3 main missions. And in Brooklyn there are 2 neighborhoods, Brooklyn Heights and Dumbo. These are controlled by the Cleaners and the Rikers, as those are the 2 factions in Brooklyn. 4 world missions are the side missions. This is the new name for a side mission, but the biggest change to this is that it will be replayable. Just like the whole main story within the DLC, we can play this on any difficulty from the start. You can play it on story, normal, hard, challenging, or heroic. It's all up to you how you start your journey in Brooklyn. And because there are 2 areas, we will have 2 safe houses to unlock, and we have the new settlement, the bridge. This will be upgradable throughout the story missions, like we know from the other settlements in New York and Washington. And for the first time in the Division 2, we will have a season change as we will go towards autumn. The developers have made the coloring and the lighting a little bit warmer. You will see the leaves fall off the trees and a lot more leaves on the ground as well. What I've seen, have heard, and that will move with you. So I cannot wait how the Snowdrop engine will rock this seasonal change. Next to the changes to the open world with Autumn, it will also change a few things within our control points, as those have been upgraded with more and different challenging depending on the faction that holds it. There are 4 control points, 2 on either side, and 2 are held by the Cleaners and 2 are held by the Rikers. Where the Cleaners will defend their control points with an automatic purple fire turret. Yes, you heard it right. Purple fire, and that is also introducing the new enemy's weaponry, as you might recognize it from the incursion. It's a little bit different what it will attach to you, but we will talk about that in a little bit. As the other faction that holds the control points are the Rikers, they will have an automatic rocket launcher, so there are definitely a lot of extra details to the control points, where there also be some traps around where you just get shocked. All of these you can of course deactivate, just like we know in the game. If we follow the yellow thread, we can shoot that yellow junction box, and that will disable the traps and or the turrets. And this goes for all of the control points. The control points have been upgraded versus how we know them in New York and or Washington. And this indirectly reacts to the open world as well, as the higher difficulty that you play, and that includes directives, the more the open world will throw at you throughout the control points. And this will give you the opportunity to farm exotic blueprints. And this is a huge addition, as the control points within Brooklyn, and we'll have to wait if they might change it for DC and New York, but for now let's keep it only on Brooklyn, will give you the opportunity to get exotic blueprints, what is a huge W if you ask me. So let's get back to that purple fire. That will be the new enemies, weaponry throughout the cleaners. This is the same purple fire that we saw within the incursion, but there are some changes as they mass produced it. This fire is not only a visual change, but will also add corrosion to you, and it will build up the longer you are within that purple fire. You can kinda see it as the fragile armor directive that we have in game. And now you have to use multiple medkits to get back to max health, depending how long you are in that blue fire, and that will be shown as a purple bar on your screen. And this will be the new damage modification from the enemies. So next to the autumn change, next to the control point changes and the new weaponry, we have a lot more that has been added to the open world. As we already saw the 3 main missions and the 4 world missions, there are also 12 open world activities, 10 new bounty locations, 8 hunter masks and their riddles, 16 open world bosses, and of course a bunch of new collectibles to be found. So there will be a lot to do within the open world, and this is only talking about the map, as we will of course get a main storyline. The only change for this storyline is that it will not be following the storyline that we've been following in the last couple of seasons with Natalia Sokolova and Keener. We will be fighting the cleaners throughout this main missions, and as you probably already saw, these are all off-site. So we just get in our boat and or in our helicopter and we fly to these missions, what will give the devs a lot more room for the missions and the map design, as we of course have most missions in New York and Washington within the map. Some will go outside of the map, but most missions will take over a part of the map, and that is not the case within Brooklyn, giving us a lot more room for the open world. The 4 new world missions are side missions. This is the new name for side missions, but there is a big change towards them as they are now replayable. There are approximately half the size of a main mission, and they can be played on any difficulty, and that is a huge change. Not only having the 3 main mission to be replayable, but also now having the world mission, aka the side missions, be replayable as well, giving us a total of 7 missions to replay and 7 missions to play within this Brooklyn DLC. And approximate playtime throughout this whole DLC will be 6 to 10 hours, but the question there falls, will this be with all the puzzles, or is this the 6 to 10 hours for all of the world and main missions? Listening and talking to other creators, this looks more like 6 to 10 hours to complete it fully, but it looks incredible, and I cannot wait to hunt down those hunters, because yes, we will get 8 new hunter puzzles and 8 new hunter mask. This was a huge shock to me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought we could maybe get like 2 or maybe even 3, but we're getting 8 new hunter mask and puzzles. They already showed 2 of them and they look quite awesome. They also talked about creating a cohesive theme around them while still keeping close to the original hunter look, and it looks awesome if you ask me. And of course, while taking down those hunters, solving those puzzles, taking over Brooklyn in autumn, we will have a new skill to help us with that. This will be the smart cover. For everyone that played Division 1, smart cover will be back to the game, and this is a sticky looking skill what will reinforce your chosen cover. So whenever you fire the skill on the ground, or of course on a piece of cover, wherever in that skill circle you go into cover, you will receive a certain buff depending on the variant you play with, as there are 2 variants of this skill. Precision and Fortified Smart Cover. The Precision variant will give you 15% weapon handling, 10% damage to target out of cover, and automatic reloads when swapping weapons. This will be the more offensive smart cover, and for the defensive smart cover, we have Fortified. This will give us 50% bonus armor, 5% explosive resistance, 5% pulse resistance, and anti-stagger. And this can all be raised by just upping your skill tiers, as this will work the same as a skill. All these three bonuses can be increased by upping your skill cores, so this will be very interesting on hybrid skill builds. And firing the new smart cover wherever you are in cover within the circle, it counts for every agent in that circle. So if you fire your smart cover, there are 2 agents in front of you in cover, they will get that boost. As long as you are in cover within the radius of the circle, you will get those buffs, offensive or defensive, depending what you and or your teammates are using. We'll have to see if this will stack, but it's going to be a very, very interesting skill, and within the Division 1 it was a favorite as well. And of course, we can't forget the new exotic mask that will be connected to the Battle of Brooklyn DLC, and this will be unlockable throughout the story quest of Brooklyn. This new exotic is a very, very interesting one, as this will let you ADS while on fire. With all of the fire being added to the new DLC, with of course the cleaners and their new fire turrets and their new weaponry with the purple fire, I think this will be very, very useful, as you can still ADS while on fire. And this will hold weapon damage, hazard protection, and status effect for the attributes. There will be a question if we can change this or this will be set attributes, but we don't know much yet about this mask. But I will create a separate video diving a little bit more within the new exotic mask, the Catalyst, as this looks very, very interesting, but we don't have all the information just yet. And before I leave you for today, there are a few more details, as we are now allowed to boost ourselves to level 40, or better said, whenever Brooklyn comes out, whenever we dive within the DLC on the 27th of May, we will be allowed to boost ourselves to level 40. This does not give us the opportunity to run unlimited watch mules and get our scavenging points back. This is just a welcome for all of the new players, that you don't have to walk throughout the whole storyline to get to the Brooklyn DLC. The Brooklyn DLC, like I mentioned, is a little bit of a separate storyline. It does not follow Natalia Sokolova and the Aaron Keener storyline that we're following right now. So they want to open it up for everyone. That's why there is a level 40 boost. If you're new to the game and or returning player to the game, you can instantly boost yourself to level 40 to enjoy Brooklyn from the start. And the DLC has been added to the Gold and Ultimate editions of the Division 2. So if you want to pick up the game wherever you pick it up, it will now be added to the Gold and Ultimate editions of the game. You will get the base game, Warlords of New York, and then the future Battle of Brooklyn DLC. And that's pretty much it. I am very, very excited about going to Brooklyn, the different change to the weather, the 8 new hunters, the new enemy weaponry, but man, those 8 hunter masks, those 8 hunter puzzles, that's what I'm looking forward to. And of course, that little mini story arc that the developers been creating within Brooklyn, and going offsite for the main missions and making the side missions, aka the world missions, replayable. Man, this is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait until we see this addition to the game. I am still very hyped. I will go into some more detail in separate videos, but that's pretty much it for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you loved about this showcase. Are you worried about something? Do you want to see something more, or are you as hyped as me? I did not expect us to get 8 hunters. Of course, the day before it was already kinda spoiled that we would get a new skill, what I was also not expecting. So I set my expectations low, as we knew it would be a story DLC where Warlords would be an expansion, but man, I got surprised. Thank you very much for sticking until the end. Like the video if you liked the video or helped you out in any way or form. And of course, if you're new here and or you want to be updated by the Division 2, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next one. Pure Prime out.